All right, Packers. Another graphing radical equations from Will and Miss Kuhlman. I hope you're having a great day so far. Let's carry on and be done with this stuff. 6-6b. Let's go ahead and just do two example problems. Here's our first example problem. Number 1, y equals the square root of x minus 4 minus 4. I want you to notice that I highlighted this x minus 4. This is called my radicand. Anything inside that square root is called the radicand. So I'm going to take that x minus 4 and I'm going to use it. Before I do that, let's go ahead and set up our table of values. Here's my setup. Again, let's go ahead and use 0, 1, 4, and 9 because these are our perfect square root numbers. We have to figure out what are some good x values to use so that it works well with this radicand. Okay, let's talk about 0. Square root of 0. What number minus 4 will give me a 0? Well, it's going to be 4. So we're going to put a 4 right there. Let's go to square root of 1. What number minus 4 will give me a 1? Well, that would be 5. So I'm going to put a 5 right there. Let's go to square root of 4. What number minus 4 will give me 4? Oh, that's 8. 8 minus 4 is 4. So I'm going to put an 8 right here. Okay, 9. What number minus 4 will give me a 9? Well, that's going to be 13. So here's my table of values. 4, 5, 8, and 13. Okay, let's go ahead and substitute now. 4. I put it into x. 4 minus 4 is 0. The square root of 0 is 0. And then subtract 4 is negative 4. So here I have a negative 4. Okay, let's do 5. 5 minus 4 is 1. The square root of 1 is 1. Minus 4 is negative 3. Let's do 8. 8 minus 4 is 4. The square root of 4 is 2. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. And now 13. 13 minus 4 is 9. The square root of 9 is 3. And 3 minus 4 is negative 1. So here's our table of values. You guys know how to plot those. If we plot those points, we get this beautiful graph. And I want you to notice this very first point that we plotted comes from this xy, 4, negative 4, and this happens to tell us our domain and range. If I notice this first point right here, these three other points are to the right of this point. This point is at positive 4 on the x-axis, so that's my domain. All these other points are greater than or equal to 4. So my domain is x such that x is greater than or equal to 4. Now this point right here, if I look at the corresponding y-axis, this point is on the negative 4, and all these other points are above negative 4. So my range, which is y such that y is greater than or equal to negative 4. These first two numbers on our table of values, you guys, gives us our domain and range. That's the easy way to figure out domain and range. It's the first two numbers on your xy table. Okay, finally, second example is this. Y equals 3 plus the square root of x plus 4. Notice I put 3 in front of the square root. It's the same thing as this one over here, only this negative 4 is after the square root. Okay, so really I could take this 3 and put it after the square root over here and it would be written the same as this first example. Okay, in fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to take that 3 and put it after just so it looks a little bit normal. Okay, x plus 4, that's my radicand. We're going to make table of values. All right, let's figure out my new x values. What number plus 4 gives me a 0? Negative 4. What number plus 4 gives me a 1? Negative 3. Let's go to square root of 4. What number plus 4 gives me 4? 0. Let's go to square root of 9. What number plus 4 gives me square root of 9? That would be 5. So here's my new x values. Let's take each of these x values and put them into my original equation. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. The square root of 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3. So here's my 3. I'm just going to uncover all of these. Here's my new table. I think you guys get the idea, so I'm not going to go ahead and share with you how I got all of these numbers. If you don't understand, you can email me. I take this X, Y table of values, I graph it. And here's my graph. And again, my domain and range. My domain and range, D is domain, R is range. My domain and range come from these first two numbers on my table of values. All right, thanks, Packers. Thanks for hanging out with Will and I.
Go Packers.